So as most of my audience is already aware, I've been giving has-been and hell of a tons of shit nowadays. I used to blindly support the show and put aside all the flaws and ignored all the critics. Then season 2 came and went, and it was just a roller coaster of emotions for me, ending in me just being very disappointed and let down. I really do like the show, but seeing that way it's devolved just makes me upset, and like we were cheated out of a stellar concept in favor of all-around mediocrity. I've said my problems with the shows before, so here's just a brief list. Writing, characters, mostly stolas, plot, or more accurate lack thereof, poor development, underutilized villains and plot lines, favoritism of certain characters, complete erasure of the original concept of the show for hell of a boss, and just a ton of other issues in and behind the production. Before I say this, don't not attack anyone mentioned in this video at all. It will not make the situation any better. Just to be clear, I do not and cannot hate Vivian as a person whom I don't know personally. But certain things she's done are very questionable, and it's our responsibility as a community to call that shit out. From stealing art ideas and concepts from other creators, to defending an artist who worked on Poison, who was into SA and non-con. This behavior is just not okay, and I just can't support someone who does this type of shit. It's just unacceptable. The credit for this info that goes into more depth about these topics will be in the description. Anyways, with all that said, with all the flaws with the show and the creator behind it, I desperately wanted to do the story and characters justice, to fix all the problems and issues in both shows and make it better. And that's exactly what I decided to do. It started when my partner, Dark, was talking about having me voice acting as Emily in a Helliverse rewrite he was doing with his 2 other friends, Ty and Gil. It was called Under Hell's Crimson Moon, and it's actually a fan fiction on AO3 if you want to take a look at it. This story inspired me to do my own rewrite of the whole Helliverse, involving my own OCs and storylines, and changing the most of the issues and lore in the show. And thus, the Forever Infernal AU was born. This AU also involves Poppy and Cupcake, who are also part of this AU. So lore and stories might be changed around and tweaked in the audio dramas going forward. I've started posting part 1 of this AU on Wattpad, fanfiction.net, and just got started posting it on AO3 as well. It starts off with beginning events leading up to Lucifer's fall and the creation of Hell. It's still being worked on as speak. I won't give away too many spoilers so you can check it out yourself. If you're interested in the Forever Infernal AU, I'll be making more videos about it in the future. That way I can focus on what I've made better instead of constantly complaining about all the bad stuff in the Helliverse. That way it's much better for my mental health to not continue to focus on all the negative things. And that's all I've wanted to talk about today. Thank you to those who continue to support me and my content, despite the slowdown with me trying to no contact with my narcissistic mom, as well as going through self-esteem and severe mental issues. I appreciate you all. Love you, bye.